The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, staff, or management. The following program is sponsored by Citizens Financial Security. In a world where information is power, the original Money Doctor inspires you to rise above it all and plan ahead with guaranteed success. What if you knew ahead of time, before all the previous financial meltdowns changed the planet? If you had known these calamities were coming, what would you do? How would you change your lifestyle? Today's the first day of the rest of your life. So sit back and relax if you can and enjoy the next hour of information that will revolutionize your thinking. William F. Richardson is the original Money Doctor.
This is William Richardson with the American Dream and Principle of the Day. Today we're going to be talking about the story of the farmer, which is related to taxes. So it's a story that I like to tell in person or in a conference or in a seminar situation, just to allow people to kind of visualize the tax situation. So if you were a farmer and you go and purchase your seeds, and then you go and till the ground and you actually plant your seeds. You water and you grow this beautiful harvest together. When would you want to pay the taxes? When the harvest is grown to its length and you take it to market? Or would you want to pay the tax on the seed when you first purchase it before you plant the seeds? What makes more sense to you logically? Initially people say, well, gee, I'd probably pay tax on the seed because it's smaller. But in actuality, what most people are doing is really paying tax on the harvest. And that's in relations to your current retirement accounts. So in your standard IRA, 401k, defined benefit programs, how are those particular situations taxed? So we have 4 phases of retirement planning. We have the contribution, we have our accumulations, we have the withdrawal, transfer. So in our contribution situation, what are we doing on our IRAs, 401k? We'll just call those retirement programs. We're tax favored on the front end, but on the back end, on our withdrawals and on our transfers, we're hammered with taxes. And in a typical situation, an individual in the first 2 or 3 years will get back all the deductions that they did and give it all up in taxes. So is that the right way to go? Well, what's an alternative? We could go with maybe a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k. That's very popular these days. Still has lots of restrictions based on income. Most people are putting that money at risk in the market. Is that the best place to go? Well, let's look at the tax situation. So we're putting after-tax dollars in. Okay, we like that. Why? Because we're paying tax on the seed and not the harvest. Accumulation grows tax deferred. And then when we take the money out when we need it, and the withdrawals and transfers, that's tax favored. Is there a third alternative in the situation? There actually is. That's when we're able to use a properly structured contract with a life insurance company and allow everything to be tax-free. So first of all, we can't get away from Uncle Sam, and we don't want to, quite frankly, because we want to be a good citizen and we want to pay our taxes. But do we want to pay more than we should? And why do people pay more than they should? It's simply because of education, of not knowing where to go. So if they're doing their taxes and taking their taxes to a paper pusher, generally with someone who's just filing taxes and giving you information, you're probably going to be told to go ahead and do what? Take a tax break up front because that'll give you a little bit more money today and don't worry about it tomorrow. But really, if you really look at it for your particular situation and you sit down and do the numbers over 20, 30 years, 15 years, most of you will find that you'll do better to take the pain today and pay the tax today and allow that money to accumulate over time at a fair rate of return. Now, if you want 20% rate of return, then you need to take all the risk and you need to be in the market. And when the market crashes, you need to lose everything. That's the risk you have to pay. But if you're willing to, over time, take a fair rate of return, allow that money to triple compound, you can survive and do very well on a 5% rate of return, because this is not some get-rich-quick scheme overnight that you're going to make money and take it out. So you're going to allow that money to accumulate and grow tax deferred. If you need that money, since it's in a tax class, and since it's in your insurance company and it's tied to a life insurance contract that is favored under certain tax codes, if it's funded correctly, and let's make sure that it is funded correctly, with that money is able to grow and accumulate tax favored. Then you're able to access that money in a correct manner and allow the money to continue to grow. So in our accumulation situations, if we're being the farmer, we're taking the upfront gift and not paying any taxes. But then when we need the money, we're getting hammered with the taxes. And that's what most Americans are doing. It's what most people that are employed in your average American company that do not have a pension. And if they do have a pension, most likely the company has spent all the money and their money is really not there. Even if it's a government entity, there is no money. It's just on paper. And we're waiting for the day that the entire system collapses. So why would you do that? Why, if you're back to the farmer, why would you pay tax on the harvest? Because no one ever told you to pay tax on the seed. And no one ever sat down with you and said, this is what's going to happen if you pay tax on the seed. You're going to have less money today. But when you really need that money, when the money's not coming in anymore, when you're in retirement, and we are living longer through technology, through health, even though we don't eat as good as we need to here in America, we're still living longer than we did in past times. And you may live 10 years longer. You may live 5 years longer. Well, what happens if you were planning for a 20-year retirement with income that you have and you actually live 30 years? Do you go back to work when you're 75 years of age? Do you cut expenses? Do you eat top ramen? What do you do? Well, do you have to make those decisions? Actually, you don't. If you make decisions younger and allow your money to grow in the tax-favored environment, and even if let's say you're in your 50s and 60s now, and you have some money that's in the first phase of retirement, and you did tax-favored in taxes, should you pay the taxes now and let that money grow later, or some of it? It's worth looking at. It's worth saying, let's take a look. If we paid some of the tax on that money now, let it grow for 10 years, and then I can take that money out and not pay taxes on it. So all is not lost if you've been allowing your money to grow tax favored for the last 20, 30 years, and now you're going to start taking some money out. There's still opportunity to pay the piper now and pay the taxes where you're at strategically over time, and then allow that money to grow tax-free. Most definitely if you don't need all the money. If you're planning on some of that money going to your spouse or to a charity or to your children, then you definitely want to look at alternatives of paying the tax now to allow that money to be distributed to everyone tax-free. And if you live longer than you expected, guess what? You get to continue to use that money as an income stream tax-free. And at the same time, if you were fortunate enough or not fortunate enough to pay into the Social Security system, all that money in Social Security will not be taxed, because when you take money out of a properly structured insurance contract, it's not considered income on your taxes. Therefore, your Social Security is not dinged up to 85% taxes. So typically, we don't put Social Security in our planning. We don't rely on Social Security. It's a gift for us to do whatever we want to donate it back or to continue to let it grow for someone else. But having an extra $1,500 to $200 on $2,000 a month could be a good thing for you if you're not relying on it. Now, let's just go back to full circle. What we're talking about is, do we pay tax on the seed or the harvest? That depends on your situation, your education, and our education is more important than our situation. We can always change the situation, but our education determines what we're going to do, who we're going to be, and what true wealth means to us. And with that said, keep your money safe until we meet again. Living with purpose and real intent. If you're as concerned as I am, and you're not the type to sit around and wait for something to happen, there's something you can do. A special gift invitation. How to get growth, protection, and income for your money. Send a request for a special promo code to watch this new online video training series absolutely free in the comfort of your home or office. You will learn how hardworking American families protect and control their retirement money and never expose it to stock market risk or massive taxation. Watch this free video series and learn the rules. Send requests to info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com. That's info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com to view video online. Video series is shared as a public benefit for enlightenment.
As a financial strategist, William F. Richardson coaches college students, families, and businesses on income planning strategies. He focuses on how to create lifestyle benefits and retirement savings by following simple rules and proven concepts to optimize assets, preserve capital, and minimize taxes. During the Great Recession, clients of Citizens Financial Security who followed these strategies didn't lose one penny of their savings or retirement money, while others lost 30 to 60% of their life savings as the market adjusted. Assuming you've chosen to follow these strategies, there would have been zero losses due to market volatility, and your financial goals would be on track. Your money would have been triple compounding, protected, and available tax-free for any reason. Visit us at the World Economic Report at moneydoctoradvisor.com and visit our corporate sponsor, citizensfinancialsecurity.com, or call 916-500-4905. That's 916-500-4905.